Which of the first 6 common errors in essay writing have you committed the most? Get ready to share your response. Remember, it is when you accept your mistakes and open yourself for corrections that you will truly learn. Hi guys! Welcome back to my class. This is Teacher Adam, and here's your weekly dose of English lessons. Today, we continue listing the common errors students like you commit when writing an essay. Hopefully, you have not forgotten the first 6 rules I taught you in the previous video, because we are going to have 5 more today. Join me today as we complete the list of the common errors in essay writing. Here is part 2. The 7th error most students commit in writing an essay has something to do with misplaced modifiers. This problem is about placing a description too far from the word it modifies. For example, formerly covered with rust and dents, the mechanic was still able to restore the beauty of the 1970 model of Volkswagen Beetle. Formerly covered with rust and dents, the 1970 model of Volkswagen Beetle was restored to its original beauty by the mechanic. Formerly covered with rust and dents in the first sentence is misplaced because it appears to be describing the subject mechanic. The first sentence gives us a wrong idea. But in the second sentence, the modifier is placed near the word it correctly describes, and that is the 1970 model of Volkswagen Beetle. The 8th common error has something to do with writing and spelling a person's age. It is a must that you know how it functions in a sentence for you to use it correctly. Read the following sentences. John is 16. John is 16 years old. John is a 16-year-old. John is a 16-year-old boy. Notice that in the first sentence, the age is simply stated, while in the second sentence, 16 years old is used as a subject complement adjective. The third sentence uses 16-year-old with hyphens in between as a noun, while in the last sentence, the same format is used as an adjective that precedes the subject complement, boy. The usage of who and whom lands as the 9th common error. In a declarative sentence, who and whom are used as relative pronouns, where who functions as a subject, while whom functions as direct object. Notice the following examples. Miles used to live in our neighborhood. He's the only friend who patiently played with me despite my physical disability. Miles used to live in our neighborhood. He's the only friend whom I can trust because he never judged me despite my physical limitations. Who in the first sentence refers to the subject of the sentence, he, while whom in the second sentence refers to direct object, friend. Most essay writers find the proper usage of conjunctions challenging. No wonder why it lands 10th on our list. Here is how to use the following conjunctions correctly. First is regardless, which means despite the prevailing circumstances. An example using it is, bravery can be achieved by anyone, regardless of their status in life. Second is nevertheless, which means in spite of. An example using it is, Eddie did everything to please his father after their family crisis. Nevertheless, the latter remained despondent. Third is however, which is used to introduce a contrasting statement. An example using it is, Eddie did everything to please his father. However, this was not enough to get his father's attention. Fourth, we have the use of correlative conjunctions in between independent clauses. Enclose these conjunctions with a comma and a semicolon. For example, most of us know how important it is to persevere. However, some people never understand its value either because they depend too much on their parents or because they are overprotected from trials. Fifth, we have the use of correlative conjunctions within a sentence. Enclose these conjunctions with a comma. For example, most of us know how important it is to persevere. Some people, however, never understand its value either because they depend too much on their parents or because they are overprotected from trials. Last is a warning. Avoid using coordinating conjunctions in the beginning of a sentence, just like in this passage. Darian's brother told her that only boys can join the ballgame. So, Darian hid her identity and worked hard to qualify in the team. But the coach has eventually discovered her secret, and this caused the university to review its rule on gender equality. The 11th and the last common error on our list may be considered the most complex. It has something to do with revising sentences. Here are the important things to remember. First, integrate sentences that have the same meaning or delete redundant phrases or sentences. For example, Adeline's perseverance is remarkable, inspiring, and definitely merits emulation. Adeline's prominent behavior is perseverance. To revise this sentence, delete the second part because it basically means the same as the first one. Second, beware of run-on sentences. These sentences are fused by a comma or those that have too many clauses. For example, when Adeline was forcefully transferred to a convent school owned by nuns, she was alone and rejected. She did not lament on the trials and tribulations of being taken for granted by her own father. Here's another example. The story of Meg Murray is informative because it presented reasons behind teens and security, but in the story, because of her determination to accomplish her mission, she was able to overcome her low self-esteem. However, this was not the case for everybody in the world. These are examples of run-on sentences. To revise them, instead of using commas to separate ideas, use a period and separate ideas in sentences instead. Third, use more accurate and precise choice of words. Notice these examples. Charles Wallace was born with an abnormal amount of genius. Charles Wallace was born with extraordinary intelligence. Some people go the extra mile to help others in spite of the different bad things done by bad people everywhere. Some people go the extra mile to help others in spite of their differences in culture and belief. The story told me that parents could unconsciously break their children's dreams. According to the story, parents could unconsciously break their children's dreams. People who are satisfied with their lives are less likely to suicide. People who are satisfied with their lives are less likely to commit suicide. And last, revise your sentences by simplifying your thought. Observe the following sentences. A reason for his failure is because of the fact he has never been humbled before. He failed because he has never been humbled before. If you want to grow, then you should be brave and face your fears. Face your fears if you want to mature in this aspect. It's now time for us to find out how well you comprehended our lesson for today. Here is your homework number 24. Finish answering pages 41 to 43 of your workbook. Once you complete all the activities, take a picture of your work and upload it through the homework link in Schoology. It's time for reflection. So before our discussion ends, here's a verse I'd like to share with you. Proverbs 19:20. Listen to advice and accept correction, and in the end, you will be wise. Since our topic for today lists different errors that we may commit when writing an essay, it is very important for us to develop the trait of humility. We need to be open for and accept corrections. Our verse for today supports this thought. Those who do so, accepting others' advice and corrections, will gain wisdom. We know that mistakes and experiences are great teachers, so let us welcome them and learn from them. Hopefully, we apply this in our daily lives positively. To God be the glory. Praise be to His name. That is all for today's video. Thanks for watching. For questions and clarifications, take note of them for the meantime, and let's talk about them in our live class. Or you may also book a consultation schedule with me. I sincerely hope that you learned something today. See you on my next video. Stay safe, and God bless.